People who wish death upon someone who then died shortly after. What was the reason? There was this woman at work. She was such a suck-up and sweet as pie to anyone her level or above, and a raging bitch on wheels to everyone else. She was blowing the big boss. Maybe not, but we were immature, so that's what we all thought. And we knew she'd never leave, so we would talk about our only hope being that she'd die. Then she got in a car accident and our wish came true. TBH. I was numb about it at the time. Now I feel like she was a person with a family and maybe had some shit going on in her life. I've never wished for anyone to be dead again or even talked about it. People don't die because one wishes death on them. Monsieur, she was probably a bad driver, or just had an accident. Shit happens for no reason. You don't say. I'm sure the shock came from seeing the reality of death and the seriousness of wishing such a thing on someone, not some belief in having a superpower that allows you to kill people with your thoughts. My father. It's been nearly 5 years now and I still haven't forgiven myself. Shortly after I was born, he was abusive to my mother. I have a memory of him hitting her as she was holding me. I was about 3 or 4 or so. They split up when I was 7, I believe. At least officially. My mother got to keep me and my dad off and on disappeared. One day he up and vanished and didn't say goodbye. When he came back, he lived in this apartment complex not too far from where we lived. I decided to let him back into my life. After a few months, I decided to stop going to visit Monsieur. The last time I had spoken to him was after we got into an argument at 1 in the morning. I called my mom and she came to pick me up. He called me broken. About a month later, he left to go to the other side of the state. It was around this time that I was going to counseling. I wanted to get anxiety medication, but my father's signature was needed and he didn't believe in mental illness. I told myself I hated Monsieur. I told myself that he was the reason my life was so shit. The reason we were poor and my mother was sad. I wanted him to die so I could get the medication and my problems would go away. A few months later, I come home and my mother tells me he died early that morning due to alcohol-related illness. I came to the realization over time that I didn't actually hate Monsieur. I wanted him to be in my life even if it was from a distance. I just hadn't figured that out. But he's gone and I can't change that. I got what I wanted, and it was in vain. I don't take the medicine because it doesn't work, and my problems just continued to escalate from that point on. Now, I'm an adult, and I think back frequently to his funeral, where I was told that he talked about me a lot, that I was the one he still had hope for out of all of my siblings. I want to do him proud, even if he wasn't a good guy. I just wish I could apologize. Don't keep pondering on that. It's gonna hold you back. Your father would have wanted you to move on and to make him proud. As the Dory the Great from Nemo once said, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, just keep swimming, swimming, swimming. She was being a spiteful old hag. She was mad at my weens for knocking her boy out of Rock the Boat. He's 53 for Pete's sake. Then she insulted my father and sister and I. Then she went and insulted my hat. I couldn't help it. I was so mad. I lost it. I told her to drop dead. And well, she did. But I didn't kill her. I didn't hex her. God rest her soul. Ma Mary. That you? I don't have an answer to this. But this is honestly a pretty fire question, so I'm commenting so I can come back to it later. For future interesting posts, you can also use that save post feature. I am gonna tell you a story. My uncle has been drinking and using drugs his whole life. We have supported him to stop, but he doesn't. My grandma, his mother, got lots of money because of lottery few years back. Soon after that, my uncle started asking her for lots of money. He said that he would pay rent with, and because my grandma is so kind-hearted person, she gave him the money. Soon after that, my mother caught him doing expensive drugs. He never confessed it to my grandma, and we never told her because it would break her heat. Nobody told me these things directly, but I overheard almost all these things. His behavior just continued, and I started to hate him, monsieur. Although I am an atheist, I prayed to the God that he would die. A few months later, he got diagnosed with liver cancer. He hasn't died yet, but I know that he will die within 3 months period. TLDR. I wished for the death of my uncle and he got liver cancer. Just something to consider. Your death-wishing hatred towards someone is based entirely on gossip that you overheard. Absolutely no judgment here, but how do you feel now? Well, I know that that man has hurt many people by his behavior. My mom, my grandmother, my grandfather, his wife, my cousin, his daughter. He has not hurt any of these people physically or mentally directly. We all know that he did it to himself, and it has been known for years that he wouldn't live to see his 50th birthday. But to your question, surprisingly I feel nothing. I saw him a few weeks ago and felt nothing. No hate or sympathy. I just want to forget that man. Completely understandable. Thanks for sharing your story. Wasn't a person, but I wish the arcade I vomited in would close. It later burned down. Arcades are kinda dead now, rip. Wished my grandma would die soon. No, I didn't hate her. On the contrary, she was very dear to me. But she was very, very old. Had lots of health problems, and we could feel she was in pain. Her condition got worse and worse, and one day, she had a heart attack and finally passed away. It was a sad day, but the good thing is that she would have peace at last. I woke up feeling ill one morning in high school to a radio show talking about Anna Nicole Smith and her baby daddy drama, which was all they talked about for what felt like months. I said, verbatim, "Oh my god, I'm so fucking sick of hearing about Anna Nicole Smith. I wish she'd just die." She was found dead about 3 hours later. When I was in confirmation, I saw a dying lizard literally puking their guts out while walking out of church. I pitied this girl. I in my high school had a sleepover for all the girls in my grade. Well, all the girls in my grade but me. I thought she must have forgot to invite me or something, so I asked her about it and she ignored me. She obviously did not want me there, and I had no idea why. Probably 'cause I'm foreign tbh. I was so sad about it and cried, especially 'cause my two best friends were going and I was the only girl in the grade not invited. I felt humiliated, like I did something wrong. Anyway, I wished death upon her at the time. I was so mad. She ended up getting cancer senior year and sadly died a year after. I saw her at the mall before she passed and was friendly with her, but yeah. I found a mysterious black notebook one day, so now I'm trying to create a utopia by killing all the morally impure. Asterisk proceeds to write people who pour milk before cereal in book asterisk. This dickhead from high school. It was a glorious afternoon when I found out he died. Getting drunk and falling in front of a train. Good day. This person didn't die, but I had an incident that taught me a valuable lesson to never wish death on anyone. When I was in high school, I was bullied every single day. And this one girl that worked at the same place my mom did was one of the worst offenders. One day I came home to tell my mom what happened, and my mom would always tell me, "Someday they won't matter. You're the bigger person," etc., etc. It always hurt, because she never listened to how badly I was bullied. So after telling her, I was so upset at that girl that without thinking I said, "I hate how much she hurts me that I hope she dies." And my mom got mad at me, saying I should never wish death upon anyone. I instantly felt bad about it, and knew it was out of line. So I quickly tried to take it back. At school the next day, she wasn't in class. I didn't think anything of it until the next day she wasn't there either. And the next, there was no announcement of her death. But somehow I thought I had cursed this girl to death from a comment I said. I had panicked and cried, thinking how I wished I had never said it. and was hoping I could just bring her back from the dead by pleading to whatever gods existed. And then the next week came and she had returned. Turned out she had a really bad flu and couldn't come in until she felt better. I was relieved but learned one of many of the most valuable lessons of my life that day. Thank you so much for watching and have a good day.